In the following examples, we are going to be converting between degrees and radians for the two examples that are given. But before we do that, let's talk about what radians and are. I think we're familiar with degrees, so it's just the measure of an angle. Radians is the same thing, except radians is in correlation to a circle. So where does radians come from? What's the measure of an angle uh, given a circle and we've got a radius? Okay, so it all refers to a radius. Okay, in a circle there are actually about or approximately 6.28 radians. So you should start seeing the connection that radians have a lot to do with a circle's circumference. Okay, well, the conversion factor is that there are 180 degrees for every pi radians. So what we're going to do in the following examples is we're going to convert in between. So like I said, they're measures of angles. It's the equivalent of, in the US we use miles, and internationally they use kilometers. So it measures distance. In this case, these two measure angles. All right, so there's an analogy for you. So let's see, we have negative 90 degrees, and what we're going to do is we want to get rid of the degrees. So what I'm going to do is, using the conversion factor, I'm going to divide out the degrees. So divide by 180 and then multiply by pi radians. Okay, so in this case, the degrees are gone. You're left with negative 90 over 180, which is half, negative half. And then that negative half times pi leaves us with negative pi over 2 radians. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with there. Now in the next example, we want to get rid of radians. So we're going to flip the conversion factor and we're going to put pi radians on the bottom. And in the top, 180 degrees, because we want to introduce the units of degrees. So let's see here. The pi's end up crossing themselves out, and we're left with 180 degrees divided by 6, which ends up being 30 degrees. So really simple examples here. Converting between degrees and radians is actually not that bad. You just have to remember this conversion factor right here.